Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be taking a look at all of the new building additions in Minecraft 1.19, and I'm going to be showing you some of the best block palettes you can make using these blocks. Now here in front of us, let's just get into it. Here we are with some of the amazing new blocks in the game. Now, I did forget to include the sculk blocks. Just a few of these are definitely kind of interesting looking. I'm not sure how it could play a role in building maybe the sculk block itself, but we can come to that in a minute. But what I want to do is take all of these blocks and make some builds with them, guys, and show you some cool block palettes within the new version of the game. And one thing to mention right off the bat is gradients like this one right here, which I really like. I like this gradient right here. This is the mud going into the muddy mangrove roots, excuse me, into the mangrove wood. Now that just is an interesting build, and I think we're going to take that to help with our first build. Okay guys, well, I went ahead and I got pretty busy and I made just a few builds here that I really want to show you. I love the block palettes and there's some really fun things you can do in this update. Also, if my mic is a little weird, it's because I had to move home from school and I forgot my normal microphone, so I had to buy a backup for the summer while I'm home, and it's not the highest quality microphone, so just bear with me for just a few videos and stuff, guys. But anyway, let's move on to the first block palette. So this right here is what we're working with, a stone base with some spruce along with that gradient that I showed you in the beginning with the mud and the wood and stuff. And what I made was just a little cottage over here to demonstrate how this mud can go really well with some of the other block palettes we are used to, which, like in this example, the stone and the spruce match the mangrove wood really well, as you can see, and it comes into this darker gray of the mud. And then you could even transition that to include some deep slate or something in this build as well. I really like this little build and this interesting gradient I wanted to work with here, and it turned out really cool. So go ahead and use that somewhere. You could even do it the other way around. And yeah, I like this gradient a lot. Let's move on to the next one. And next, I wanted to experiment with some of the red mangrove wood that you see here, like the trapdoors and stuff as well. So I chose a white base that I thought would match the red really well, and then I included some of this red terracotta as well to add to the red colors. And right up here, we have yet another little house type of thing up here, and I think this is a really interesting little build. This block palette is really cool. The red and the white are really awesome together. Now, I would say maybe we could add one more block in here, to change it up a little bit, give it a little bit more vibrant, but it looks nice. This is a good block palette. The white and the red go really well together, and the trapdoors look awesome as windows. The perfect circle, that's great. That's fantastic. I like this little build, and that's block palette number 2 for you. Let's move on. Alright, so next, guys, I wanted to incorporate some of the mud blocks. I wanted to play with those. So I also took this idea of the mud and the deep slate going together, and then we got some birch in there, and then the muddy bricks and things like that to make a tower. One of my favorite things to build. If we fly right over here, you can see it off in the distance. There it is. Beautiful little tower. I love the mud. That is such a cool block right here in the middle. It matches really well with the birch and even the dark roof. This is a really cool block that I cannot wait to use. It also matches the jungle wood really well, so that's something cool to incorporate. I got some of the dead roots just to experiment with. It looks all right, but I like the mud here. It adds a little bit of a darker accent to the deep slate, and then we have the dried mud, or what is this actually referred to as? Packed mud. There it is, and then packed mud bricks. Yep. So there we go. That's our little tower with this build palette. Now the next build palette I want to make on screen together so that you can know how to put together your own block palette, and then we can do maybe 1 or 2 more. Alright guys, so first I wanted to use again the mud and this deep slate idea. I love the way that looks, and then maybe we'll incorporate a little bit of the packed mud, and then I also want to somehow get the sculk in here. Now what else could we use here to break this up? Maybe we could take a step back and look at some of this. I'm not sure what would good looking, maybe something not from the update. Let's try and figure out what we could fill in right here. Okay, so I ditched the mud idea entirely, and we're going to go with birch. So I'm going to throw something together right here. We're going to pop on a time lapse. Let's build another little build with our brand new block palette. And there we are, folks. Nothing too crazy, nothing special, but it's a very simple little build. I wanted to add a little bit of the green windows in there to add a little bit more spookiness. Maybe I should have gone for cyan or light blue to match the skulk a little better. I think that may have been a better choice, but this block palette is pretty cool. Maybe even sandstone could work well in here, but I really like the skulk. That was the main point of this block palette, testing out what we could do with the skulk, and I think mixing it in with the black concrete actually does work out. It might be a little bit too dark, but I like the way it came out, guys. Let's do one more build palette. And this is what I came up with, guys. It might be a little bit crazy looking at the moment, but let's just give it some time. We're going to use red as our base and then use spruce to detail. And then I want to use the oxidized copper as our roof. So let me go get this together, guys. Let's see how it comes out. I have a good feeling about this, but you never know, guys. Let me go do it and let's see how it goes. And there we are, folks, another build down, and I like the block palette. It worked out well. I like the way it came together, and I used a little bit of the frog lights here as well, one of the new lighting blocks. Still trying to figure out where to use those and make them look the best. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Those are some of my top block palettes using a bunch of the new blocks in 1.19 right now, guys, and thank you so much for watching today's video. I do appreciate it. Again, sorry about the microphone issues. I know it was probably a little bit annoying, but I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know what I should make a video about next, and I'll see you next time.